Welcome back to the channel. Rarest coins. Today, we're going to talk about a coin that's not only a classic part of American history, but also a potential goldmine for collectors. The 1949 Lincoln penny. If you thought all pennies were the same, think again. Some of these small coins are worth a lot more than you might imagine. In fact, certain 1949 pennies have been known to sell for an astonishing $1.9 million. Curious to know why? Keep watching to find out the fascinating story behind this valuable coin, and how you might have one hiding in your collection. Let's start by taking a quick trip back in time to understand the history of the Lincoln penny. Introduced in 1909. The Lincoln cent was created to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the coin features a portrait of Lincoln on the obverse and initially featured two stalks of wheat on the reverse, which is why those coins are sometimes referred to as wheat pennies. The wheat design on the reverse lasted until 1958, when it was replaced by the Lincoln Memorial design to celebrate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. The Lincoln penny has been a mainstay of American currency for more than a century, and over time, many different variations have been produced. But today, we're focusing on one specific year, 1949. The 1949 Lincoln penny was minted in large quantities, so it's important to understand that not all of these pennies are valuable. Like most coins, the 1949 penny was produced in two major mints, Philadelphia and Denver. The vast majority of 1949 pennies are relatively common, but that doesn't mean they're all the same. The key to understanding why some 1949 pennies are worth so much money lies in one particular characteristic, the condition of the coin and, more specifically, rare errors that occurred during the minting process. If you come across a 1949 penny in excellent condition, or if it has an extremely rare error, you could be holding onto something very special, and that's where things get exciting. Now, let's talk about the value of the 1949 penny. Most 1949 Lincoln pennies, in average condition, are worth only a few cents and nothing extraordinary, just your typical penny. However, if you have one of these coins in high-grade condition or a coin with the rare minting error, you could be sitting on a small fortune. One of the most valuable 1949 pennies ever sold was an example in perfect condition, graded at mint state 67, which sold for an incredible $1.9 million at auction. Why such a high price? Well, the value of this penny comes from its extreme rarity, especially in flawless condition. Only a few coins have survived in such high grades, and these are incredibly desirable to collectors who are willing to pay top dollar for them. The 1949 penny's value is also driven by the popularity of Lincoln cents as a series. Collectors often focus on acquiring coins from each year of the Lincoln penny series, and the 1949 penny is one of the most sought-after years due to its unique position in the series and the rarity of high-quality examples. So, how can you tell if you have a 1949 Lincoln penny that's worth a fortune? The most important factors to consider are the coin's condition and any potential errors. First, let's talk about condition. Coins are graded based on their level of wear and tear, with the highest grade being mint state 70, which means the coin is in perfect, as when minted condition. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. The 1949 penny that sold for $1.9 million was graded as MS67, which means it had no visible wear and was in nearly perfect condition. To identify a high-quality 1949 penny, look for a coin that has sharp, clear details, with no signs of wear on Lincoln's portrait or the wheat stalks on the reverse. Next, let's talk about errors. While errors on coins are relatively rare, they can significantly increase the value of coin. The 1949 penny is no exception. Some 1949 pennies were minted with unique errors such as double dies or off-center strikes. These types of errors can make a coin incredibly rare and valuable, especially if they're well preserved. If you believe you have a rare, valuable 1949 penny in your collection, it's important to get it appraised by a professional coin dealer or numismatist. They will be able to verify the coin's authenticity and provide you with a fair estimate of its value. For coins in excellent condition or with errors, you might want to consider selling them at a reputable auction house. Auctions are often the best place to get top dollar for rare coins, as collectors will compete to own them. Additionally, online platforms and marketplaces, such as eBay or specialized coin websites, can also be a good option for selling. Be sure to have your coin professionally authenticated and graded before selling it, as this will help potential buyers determine its value. The 1949 Lincoln penny is an incredible coin that can be worth far more than its face value. While most 1949 pennies are common and worth only a few cents, a well-preserved example or a coin with the rare minting error can be worth a small fortune, up to $1.9 million, to be exact. So, if you happen to come across a 1949 Lincoln penny, take a moment to check its condition and look for any errors. You might just have a hidden treasure in your hands. Thanks for tuning in, and if you enjoyed learning about the value and history of the 1949 Lincoln penny, make sure to hit that like button, share this video, and subscribe to the channel for more fascinating stories about rare coins and collectibles. Until next time, keep hunting for treasures, and good luck with your coin collections. Thanks for watching, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Rarest coins. Today, we're diving into the story of a coin that might be sitting in your pocket or coin jar right now, a 1966 Lincoln penny. You might be thinking, it's just a penny, right? Well, think again. Some of these seemingly ordinary pennies can be worth a lot more than face value, with certain 1966 pennies being worth up to $1.5 million. Sounds unbelievable? Stick with me as we explore the history of this penny, what makes it so valuable, and how you can tell if you've got rare treasure on your hands. Before we get into the specifics of the 1966 penny, let's take a quick look at the history of the Lincoln cent. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the coin features a portrait of President Lincoln on the obverse and originally had two stalks of wheat on the reverse, which is why those are sometimes called wheat pennies. In 1959, the reverse design changed to feature the Lincoln Memorial to celebrate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. This reverse design continued on the penny for many years, including in 1966. So, by the time 1966 rolled around, the Lincoln Memorial design was already a well-established feature of the penny. But while the design remained the same, the story of the 1966 Lincoln penny is more interesting than it might seem at first glance, especially when you consider certain rare varieties and errors that were produced that year. The 1966 Lincoln penny was minted in large numbers, with millions of these coins struck in both Philadelphia and Denver mints. So, for the most part, the 1966 penny is not considered rare. However, the value of a coin isn't just determined by how many were minted, it's also about its condition and whether any errors occurred during the minting process. It's these types of minting errors that make some 1966 pennies extraordinarily valuable. While most 1966 pennies were produced without any issues, a few coins ended up with significant errors that make them worth far more than a single cent. The most notable of these errors is a unique one that occurred on some 1966 pennies, a very rare type of minting mistake that turned some ordinary pennies into something incredibly valuable. And this error is the reason why a 1966 Lincoln penny could be worth as much as $1.5 million. So, what's the story behind the $1.5 million 1966 Lincoln penny? The value comes from a specific type of error that occurred when the minting process didn't go as planned. Some of the 1966 pennies were struck with a double die error. This error happens when the coin's design is accidentally struck twice, creating a doubled appearance of the letters and numbers on the coin. In the case of the 1966 penny, the most common double die error occurs on the word Liberty and the date 1966. The doubling is subtle but visible, especially under magnification. This kind of error is rare, but when it happens on a coin from a widely collected series like the Lincoln penny, it can be worth a fortune. In fact, A well-preserved 1966 double-die penny was once sold for a record-breaking $1.5 million. What makes the 1966 double-die penny so special is its rarity and the fact that it was produced during a period of heavy minting. So while the error wasn't widespread, it was significant enough to create a few truly rare coins that have survived in excellent condition. The main reason why the 1966 Lincoln penny is worth so much money is the rarity of the error combined with the high demand from collectors. The 1966 double-die penny is one of the most sought-after error coins in the Lincoln cent series, and it's an especially valuable find if the coin is in excellent condition. Now, let's talk about how you can identify a 1966 Lincoln penny with a double-die error. If you think you might have one of these rare coins, here's what to look for. 1. The date. The most noticeable feature of the double-die error is the doubled appearance of the date. If you closely examine the numbers in 1966, you'll see a slight offset or doubling. This effect might not be immediately obvious to the naked eye, but if you use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe, you'll start to see the second, faint image of the numbers. 2. The word liberty. The word liberty on the obverse of the coin also typically shows signs of doubling. That doubling will cause the letters to appear to have a faint second outline, particularly the L, I, and Y. Again, this is easier to spot under magnification. 3. Overall condition. As with any rare coin, the condition of the 1966 double-die penny is crucial to its value. Coins that are in excellent, uncirculated condition will fetch much higher prices than those that have been heavily worn or damaged. If your 1966 penny looks fresh and well-preserved, it could be worth a significant amount. The key takeaway here is that spotting a double-die error requires a keen eye and a little patience. If you find one of those pennies in your collection, you could be holding a treasure worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. So, what do you do if you think you've found a 1966 Lincoln penny with a double-die error? The first step is to have it professionally appraised. There are a number of reputable coin dealers and numismatists who can examine your penny and confirm whether or not it's an authentic double-die error coin. They'll also be able to grade your coin based on its condition, which plays a huge role in determining its value. If your 1966 penny is verified as a doubled die, you'll want to consider selling it through an auction or a trusted dealer. Auction houses, particularly those that specialize in rare coins, are a great place to sell high-value coins. They have access to serious collectors who are willing to pay top dollar for rare items. Online platforms like eBay are also an option, but it's essential to ensure your coin is properly authenticated and graded before listing it. The 1966 Lincoln penny may look like just another piece of spare change, but certain rare errors make it one of the most valuable pennies you could ever find. If you have a 1966 penny with a double-die error, you could be holding a coin worth up to $1.5 million. The key to discovering a valuable coin lies in knowing what to look for and understanding how minting errors impact a coin's value. If you're lucky enough to come across one of these rare 1966 pennies, be sure to get it appraised and consider selling it to collectors who are actively seeking these error coins. Thanks for watching today's video. If you enjoyed learning about the 1966 Lincoln penny and its potential value, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more exciting stories about rare coins and collectibles. Until next time, happy hunting for treasures in your coin collection. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today, we're going to talk about an unexpected treasure that might be hiding in your coin drawer: the 1979 Lincoln penny. While most people think of pennies as just small change, some of these coins hold incredible value. Believe it or not, certain 1979 Lincoln pennies are worth a staggering $1.2 million. That's right, what seems like just another penny could be worth a fortune. Stick around to find out how this particular penny earned such a hefty price tag and how you can spot one in your own collection. Before we dive into the details about the 1979 Lincoln penny, let's take a quick look at the history of the Lincoln penny itself. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The coin was designed by artist Victor David Brenner and featured a portrait of President Lincoln on the obverse. while the reverse featured 2 stalks of wheat, earning it the nickname Wheat Penny. The design remained unchanged until 1959, when it was updated to feature the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse side to celebrate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. This design remained on the Lincoln penny for many decades, including in 1979, which is the year we're focusing on today. While the majority of 1979 pennies are relatively common, this particular year holds some interesting stories about errors and rare finds that make these coins highly valuable to collectors. In 1979, the U.S. Mint struck hundreds of millions of Lincoln pennies, as it had in previous years. Most of these coins were produced without any issues, and they are still in circulation today. However, as with many other years of minting, there were a few special circumstances that created rare variations. While the majority of 1979 Lincoln pennies have the typical design featuring Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, a small number of these coins were minted with significant errors. And when a coin is struck with an error, its value can increase dramatically, depending on the nature of the mistake. It's these errors that lead to the 1979 penny being worth far more than a single cent. But what kind of error are we talking about here? So, what makes the 1979 Lincoln penny worth up to $1.2 million? Well, the value comes from a specific error that occurred during the minting process. Some of the 1979 pennies were struck with what is known as a double die error. This is where the die used to strike the coin was misaligned, causing the image to appear as though it had been struck twice, giving it a doubled appearance. This error is particularly noticeable on the date and the letters of Liberty and In God We Trust. The 1979 double die penny is one of the most valuable and sought-after error coins in the Lincoln penny series. In fact, one of those coins was sold for $1.2 million at auction. The reason why this error coin is worth so much is because of its rarity. Only a few of these double die coins were produced, and they were quickly pulled from circulation by the mint. The few that have survived in excellent condition have become extremely valuable to collectors who are willing to pay top dollar for them. If you have a 1979 penny with a double die error in pristine condition, you could be holding a coin worth hundreds of thousands, if not more. Now, let's get to the important part. How do you identify a 1979 penny with a double die error? The key to spotting this rare coin is to carefully examine the details, especially the date and lettering on the coin. First, look at the date on the obverse of the coin. A normal 1979 penny will have a clear and well-defined 1979. However, on a double die penny, the numbers 1979 will appear to be doubled. The same goes for the word liberty and the phrase In God We Trust. If you look closely, you'll see that these letters have a clear, slightly offset, second image. The doubled effect is often more noticeable when magnified, so using a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe can help. Another thing to look for is the overall condition of the coin. Even if your penny has the double die error, its value will depend heavily on how well it has been preserved. Coins that are graded as mint state or have minimal wear can fetch much higher prices. The best example of a 1979 double die penny ever sold was graded at MS67, meaning it was nearly flawless, and that's why it sold for $1.2 million. If you think you found a 1979 Lincoln penny with the double die error, you're probably wondering what to do next. The first step is to have the coin professionally appraised. You'll want to take it to a reputable coin dealer or numismatist who can authenticate and grade the coin. Having an expert assess your coin will help you determine if it's the real deal and give you an accurate estimate of its value. Once your coin has been appraised, you can decide whether you want to sell it or keep it in your collection. Some of the best places to sell rare coins are auction houses, which can help you reach serious collectors. Online platforms like eBay or specialized coin marketplaces can also be a good option for selling, but make sure your coin is properly authenticated and graded before listing it. So, the 1979 Lincoln penny is more than just a piece of change. It could be a rare and incredibly valuable treasure, especially if it has the double die error. While most 1979 pennies are worth only a penny, those with the error can be worth hundreds of thousands, or even over $1 million. If you come across a 1979 Lincoln penny, be sure to take a close look at it. You might just be holding onto a rare piece of American history. Thanks for tuning in today. If you enjoyed learning about the 1979 Lincoln penny and its potential value, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more exciting stories about rare coins and collectibles. Until next time, good luck hunting for treasures in your coin collection. Thanks for watching, everyone. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into an incredible story about one of the most fascinating coins in American history, the 1975 Lincoln penny. Now, you might be thinking, it's just a penny. How valuable could it really be? Well, let me tell you, this small coin holds a secret that has amazed collectors and numismatists around the world. We're talking about a coin that could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.1 million. Stick around to find out why this particular penny is worth so much, and how you can spot one in your own coin collection. Before we get into the specific details about the 1975 penny, let's take a quick look at the history of the Lincoln cent. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was designed by Victor David Brenner, and it quickly became one of the most recognized coins in the United States. The coin features an image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, and on the reverse, it originally depicted a wheat stalk, earning it the name Wheat Penny. In 1959, the design was changed to feature the Lincoln Memorial, marking the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. This design continued on the penny until 2009 when the U.S. Mint released a series of special reverse designs to celebrate the 200th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. But today, we're focusing on a specific year in this iconic coin's history, 1975. Now, the 1975 Lincoln penny might seem like a regular, run-of-the-mill coin. In fact, it was minted in huge numbers. The 1975 penny, which was minted in Denver, is generally common, with millions of those pennies being produced. At first glance, there's nothing particularly special about this coin. But here's where things get interesting. While most 1975 Lincoln pennies were struck normally, a small number of them were struck with an error that makes them incredibly rare and valuable. In 1975, the U.S. Mint accidentally used the reverse design from the 1974 Lincoln Memorial pennies. Instead of using the intended 1975 reverse design, some of the 1975 pennies were mistakenly struck with the earlier design. This was a massive oversight, and because these coins were accidentally mismatched, they became highly sought after by collectors. Now, let's talk about the real excitement, the value of this rare error coin. While most 1975 pennies are worth only a few cents, a few rare specimens have sold for astronomical amounts. How much? Well, a 1975 penny with the 1974 reverse has been known to sell for upwards of $1.1 million. Yes, you heard that right. A coin that's worth 1 cent to most people could end up being worth over $1 million if it's one of the rare error pieces. The high value comes from the fact that these coins are extremely hard to find. The error was not widespread, so only a small number of these coins are still out there. That rarity, combined with the historical significance of the mistake, makes the 1975 penny a true treasure for collectors. So, how can you identify one of these rare coins if you're lucky enough to have one in your possession? The key is to look at the reverse side of the penny. Normally, a 1975 Lincoln penny will have the Lincoln Memorial on the back. However, in this case, the error coins feature a reverse design that is identical to the 1974 penny, a design that has two stalks of wheat on either side of a large 1-cent text. If you look closely at your 1975 penny, and the reverse matches the wheat design, congratulations, you may be holding a rare and incredibly valuable coin. If you think you've found a 1975 penny with this error, you might be wondering what to do next. The first step is to have the coin professionally appraised by a numismatist or a reputable coin dealer. They will be able to verify if your penny is one of the rarer coins and give you an estimate of its value. There are also auctions and online marketplaces where collectors buy and sell rare coins, and depending on the coin's condition, you could make a very profitable sale. Keep in mind that condition is key when determining a coin's value. The better the condition of the penny, the higher its value. So, while most 1975D Lincoln pennies are worth only a cent, a few rare error coins could make you a millionaire. If you come across a 1975D penny with the 1974 reverse design, you might just be holding onto a treasure worth hundreds of thousands or even $1 million. Make sure to check your spare change or coin collections carefully, because you never know when you might stumble upon a valuable mistake from the U.S. Mint. Thanks for tuning in, and if you enjoyed learning about the history and value of the 1975D Lincoln penny, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more interesting stories about coins and collectibles. Until next time, happy hunting, and good luck with your coin searches. Thanks for watching, everyone. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a coin that's often overlooked but could be hiding a small fortune: the 1970D Lincoln penny. This may seem like just another penny from the 1970s, but some of these coins are worth far more than their face value. In fact, a specific 1970D Lincoln penny has sold for an incredible $1.4 million. Stick with me as we explore the history of the Lincoln penny, the surprising value of the 1970D, and how you can identify if you've got one of these rare and valuable coins in your collection. To understand why the 1970D Lincoln penny is so valuable, let's take a quick trip back in time to look at the history of the Lincoln cent. The Lincoln penny was introduced in 1909, designed by artist Victor David Brenner to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The design featured a portrait of Lincoln on the obverse and two stalks of wheat on the reverse. This design, known as the wheat penny, was used until 1958, when the reverse was updated to feature the Lincoln Memorial in celebration of the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. The 1970s marked the time of transition for American coins, with changes in both design and minting technology. By the time we hit 1970, the Lincoln Memorial reverse was firmly established on the penny, and the coin had been in circulation for over 6 decades. However, it wasn't just the design that was significant in 1970, it was also the errors and variations that make certain 1970D Lincoln pennies so valuable today. The 1970D Lincoln penny, like many other coins, was minted in large quantities at the Denver Mint. So, if you've got a 1970D penny, don't assume it's worth a fortune. Most of them are just regular pennies, worth only a cent. However, as with most coins, rare variations and errors can make a specific year and mint mark worth much more than its face value. What makes the 1970D Lincoln penny so intriguing is a particular error that was discovered later. Some of these pennies were struck with the double die error, which means the design was stamped twice during the minting process, causing a doubling effect on certain parts of the coin. This error is rare, but when it does happen, it can significantly increase a coin's value, especially if it's in excellent condition. It wasn't until years after the 1970D pennies were released that collectors started noticing this error. Coins with the doubling effect are especially sought after by serious collectors, and that's why one particular 1970D penny with this error sold for an astounding $1.4 million. So, how did the 1970D Lincoln penny end up being worth $1.4 million? The value of this penny comes from its extreme rarity and the error it contains. Specifically, the penny in question has the double die error, which causes the coin's date and some of the letters on the obverse to appear to be doubled. When a coin is struck with a double die error, the design gets an overlapping effect, making certain features look like they've been stamped twice. In the case of the 1970D Lincoln penny, The doubling appears most clearly on the date and the word liberty. If you closely examine the coin, you'll see the subtle but noticeable effect of the doubling. While the error was not widely known at first, once collectors started spotting it, the 1970D Lincoln penny became highly desirable. The penny that sold for $1.4 million was an example of this error in near-perfect condition. It was graded as MS67, which means it was almost flawless, with no noticeable wear or defects. Because these kinds of coins are so rare and highly coveted, they often sell for large amounts at auction. To be clear, not every 1970D penny is worth $1.4 million, but the fact that such a penny exists shows just how much value some of these coins can carry if they have rare characteristics or errors. The 1970D double die penny is one of the most valuable examples of a coin error in the Lincoln penny series, and it stands as a reminder of how certain minting mistakes can create coins worth a fortune. Now, let's talk about how you can identify a 1970D Lincoln penny with a double die error. This is where it gets interesting, because spotting the error can be tricky without knowing what to look for. But don't worry, I'll guide you through it. 1. Examine the date. The first thing you'll want to check is the date. On a normal 1970D penny, the year will be clearly stamped. But if the coin has a double die error, you'll notice the numbers 1970 look a little off. The digits will appear slightly doubled, and there will be a noticeable offset. This effect can sometimes be subtle, so make sure to use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe to get a closer look. 2. Check the word liberty. The word liberty on the obverse is another place where doubling may occur. The letters will appear as though they have a second outline or shadow, especially the L, I, and Y. This doubling can be more obvious under magnification, so be sure to inspect it carefully. 3. Look at the overall condition. As with any rare coin, the condition of the coin is critical to its value. A coin with a double die error that is in pristine, uncirculated condition will fetch much more than one that is heavily worn or damaged. The better the condition, the higher the potential value. 4. Get the coin graded. If you think you've found a 1970D Lincoln penny with a double die error, the next step is to have it professionally graded by a coin expert. A coin that is graded as MS65 or higher will be much more valuable than one with lower grades. Having your coin authenticated and graded will also help you determine its true worth. If you believe you've found a 1970D Lincoln penny with a double die error, it's time to get it appraised and potentially sold. The first step is to take it to a reputable coin dealer or numismatist who can confirm whether it's authentic and provide a professional grade. They'll be able to give you an accurate estimate of its value based on its rarity and condition. Once your coin has been appraised, you have a few options for selling it. Auction houses that specialize in rare coins are a great place to sell valuable items like the 1970D double die penny. These auction houses attract serious collectors who are willing to pay top dollar for rare finds. You can also consider online platforms like eBay, but make sure your coin is properly graded and authenticated before listing it for sale. The 1970D Lincoln penny is one of those coins that can turn your change jar into a gold mine, especially if you have one with the rare double die error. While most 1970D pennies are worth only a cent, those with this particular minting mistake can be worth hundreds of thousands, or even millions of dollars. If you're lucky enough to have one of these rare pennies, make sure you get it appraised and graded by a professional. Thanks for tuning in today. If you found this video helpful and interesting, don't forget to hit that like button, share this video with fellow coin enthusiasts, and subscribe to the channel for more stories about rare coins and collectibles. Until next time, good luck hunting for treasures in your coin collection. Thanks for watching, everyone. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're a fan of rare coins or just like to learn about hidden treasures, you're in for a treat today. We're diving into the world of the 2005 Lincoln penny. While most of us probably think of a penny as just another piece of pocket change, the 2005 penny has an incredible story and, in certain rare cases, can be worth a jaw-dropping $1.1 million. Yes, you heard that right. Today, we're going to explore the history of the 2005 Lincoln penny, the factors that make it so valuable, and how you can tell if you've got a penny worth a fortune. Before we jump into the specifics of the 2005 Lincoln penny, let's take a moment to look at the history of the Lincoln cent. The Lincoln penny. Lincoln's humble beginnings in a log cabin in Kentucky. It's an important coin in the series, marking the start of the bicentennial celebration, and it was produced in large quantities across various mints. However, as with all coins, there are certain variations that can make certain 2005 pennies significantly more valuable than others. Some of these variations, particularly minting errors, can result in a penny being worth much more than a single cent. This brings us to why some of these pennies could be worth a lot of money. Now, let's talk about why a 2005 Lincoln penny could be worth up to $1.1 million. While the majority of these pennies are worth just 1 cent, certain factors can increase their value significantly. As with many rare coins, the value is often tied to rarity, condition, and any unique minting errors that occurred during production. For the 2005 Lincoln penny, the key factor that contributes to its high value is the presence of a specific error that happened in a very small number of coins. This error is known as the double die error. When a coin is struck with the double die error, the design on the coin is stamped twice, causing the text and images to appear doubled. In the case of the 2005 penny, this error can be seen on the lettering, the date, and sometimes even the details of the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. The 2005 penny with this double die error is extremely rare, and only a small number of them exist. Due to its rarity and the fact that it's a part of such an iconic series as the bicentennial Lincoln penny, these coins have become highly sought after by collectors. A 2005 penny with a well-executed double die error can command prices in the six-figure range, and if the coin is in exceptional condition, it could fetch upwards of $1.1 million. It's worth noting that the value of these coins is heavily influenced by their condition. Just like any collectible, the better the coin's condition, the more it's worth. A 2005 Lincoln penny with a double die error in mint condition, with no signs of wear or damage, will always be worth far more than one that's been circulated for years. So, how do you know if your 2005 Lincoln penny is one of the rare ones worth a fortune? Identifying a double die error on a penny requires a sharp eye and a little knowledge. Let's walk through the key things you should look for if you suspect you have one of these rare coins. 1. The date. Start by examining the date on the coin. If the 2005 date looks like it has a faint shadow or a double outline, then you might have a double die error. The digits should look as if they've been struck twice, giving them a blurry or doubled appearance. 2. The word Liberty. The word Liberty on the front of the coin is another area where the doubling might be visible. Check closely to see if the letters have a second, faint outline or shadow effect. 3. The word In God We Trust. This is another area where doubling can occur. If you notice any blurring or doubling of the letters in this phrase, it's a sign you may have found an error coin. 4. The reverse. While the double die error is most commonly noticed on the obverse, front, of the coin, it can also appear on the reverse. Pay close attention to the details on the Lincoln Memorial, and look for any signs of doubling, particularly in the columns or the words E pluribus unum. 5. Use magnification. The doubling effect can sometimes be subtle, so it's a good idea to use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe to get a closer look at the coin. Even a small amount of doubling can increase the coin's value significantly. 6. Get it graded. If you think you found a 2005 Lincoln penny with the double die error, the next step is to have it professionally graded by a coin expert. Having the coin graded will give you an accurate understanding of its condition and rarity, which directly affects its value. If you've identified that you have a rare 2005 Lincoln penny with the double die error, the next step is to get it appraised and potentially sold. You'll want to take the coin to a reputable coin dealer or numismatist who can verify its authenticity and determine its grade. Professional appraisers will help you understand how much your coin is worth based on its rarity and condition. Once your coin has been appraised and authenticated, you can sell it through a variety of channels. Auction houses specializing in rare coins are an excellent option, as they cater to serious collectors who are willing to pay top dollar for high quality, Rare coins. You can also consider selling your coin online through platforms like eBay, but be sure to provide proof of its authentication and grade to ensure you get the best price. The 2005 Lincoln penny is a perfect example of how an ordinary piece of change can turn into a small fortune under the right circumstances. While most of these pennies are worth just 1 cent, those with the rare double die error can be worth hundreds of thousands, or even millions, depending on their condition. If you're lucky enough to find one, it's crucial to have it properly appraised and graded so you can fully understand its value. Thanks for watching today's video. If you learned something new about the 2005 Lincoln penny and its potential worth, be sure to like this video, share it with fellow coin collectors, and subscribe to our channel for more exciting stories about rare coins and collectibles.